Good morning expats and international students, and welcome to my channel Good Morning Expat. This is Bhor and I am here with the most awaited travel series on my channel, the weekend trip to, as you guessed it right, the magical French capital of Paris.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push.
So in this weekend trip, we are going to explore some of the best historic monuments here in Paris, including of course the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum. We are also going to explore a newly constructed high-tech financial district area of Paris called La Défense. So stay with me throughout the end of this video if you want to explore my story here in Paris.
Züge nach Südfrankreich. Heute ist hier ein Museum, in dem
The beautiful view that you can see behind me is of the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is the most visited monument in the whole of France, also in the whole of Europe, but not just that, it is one of the most visited monuments in the entire world. Paris has also been called the capital of the world thanks to the location of the various historic monuments of immense significance over here, including the Trocadero Palace, for example. And this monument was built by Gustave Eiffel, Alexandre Gustave Eiffel, who was a renowned French civil engineer. And his company constructed this monument in the late 1800s, and since then it has been the most iconic symbol of France. The beautiful view that you can see behind me is from the Place du Trocadero, and I'm standing here right in front of the Place du Trocadero square, and this park gives you some of the best views of this beautiful iconic structure. Paris is the capital and the most populous city of France and has been a major center of art, fashion, commerce, diplomacy and finance since the 17th century. Paris is located in the north-central part of France, next to the Seine River, and lies in the province of Île-de-France, also known as the Paris region. There is a lot of factual information about the Eiffel Tower available on Google, and lots of facts, myths, stories associated with it too that you can find on the internet. But the most charming one of all, according to me, is the fact that the builder of this monument, Gustave Eiffel, had constructed this A-looking like structure because of his girlfriend, who is called Adrian. So the initial A resembling the structure of the tower. So that's my personal favorite story associated with this monument. Also, this place is one of my favorite places in the entire world. If you want to know more about the life of Gustav Eiffel, I recommend you to watch this movie which is made about his life, and here you can explore that story as well. I'm now walking to the Musée du Louvre, and what you can see behind me is the Bourse de Commerce building, which is a nice monument in its own right. The area around the Louvre is one of the most bustling tourist districts here in Paris. So you'll find a lot of cafes, bars catering to all types of tastes. And of course, what is particular is that you can find a lot of very nice and cute French bakeries where you can grab a baguette for lunch or even a nice croissant for early breakfast. In 2021, Paris was the city with the second highest cost of living in the world. One main attraction that you cannot miss here in Paris is the Musée du Louvre, or the Louvre Museum, that you can see behind me. And this famous courtyard here attracts thousands, even millions of tourists from around the world. There are two ways of visiting the museum. Either you go inside and take the full visit if you want to explore each and every artifact, work of art, archaeological finds, and all the other beautiful things that are stored inside, including the world famous Mona Lisa. Then you can go inside and take the visit of the internal museum. Otherwise, if you just want to explore it on the outside, then the gardens next to it is a great location as well, which also gives you the view of the Eiffel Tower. The museum was first opened in 1793, so almost 200 years ago, with just a set of paintings belonging to the royal collection. This particular building, this complex, was also used as a palace before, but now of course it has been converted to be used only as a museum. In the courtyard of the Palace of Louvre, you can find the Louvre Pyramid, which is this triangular structure that you can see behind me, and it is also surrounded by three smaller pyramids as well. This structure was designed by the famous Chinese-American artist, and the main one, the biggest one, also serves as the entrance to the Louvre Museum. The other thing that you should also discover while you are at the Louvre is the Carousel, which is a very famous shopping area underneath the Louvre. It's actually underneath the gardens. So this is where you can find a lot of shops, but also there is a very big food court where you can eat. So if you're coming here for an entire day's trip, then it's a nice place to have lunch. And since this area is right underneath the Louvre, which is a very famous historic landmark here in Paris, even in this mall you can find a lot of historic artifacts and artworks which are world famous. So you can do of course the shopping, spend a good time here, but you can take a look at those artifacts which are here being exhibited in the open area. The Carousel is not just the place where you find the shopping areas, but it is also the place where you find the other famous pyramid, which is this inverted one that you can see behind me. And in fact, the inverted one cannot be seen from the outside. It has to be seen from the roundabout, from this courtyard inside the Carousel. And in fact, this inverted one has been made famous by the famous book, the famous bestseller by Dan Brown, The Da Vinci Code. And underneath the inverted one, there is a stone pyramid as well, the tip of which seems to be reaching out to the tip of the inverted pyramid. So this is another iconic attraction that you can see here for free, because the entrance to this area is completely free of cost. The carousel also houses the Printemps du Louvre, which is a very big shopping space. It's one of the main multi-brand luxury shopping outlets here in France, and of course in Paris, only next to the Galeries Lafayette. One other thing to explore here at the carousel is this big hallway, which has these illuminated writings on either side of the hallway, some of which you can see behind me. This is my personal favorite area at the carousel, because after the tiring visit at the Louvre, especially in the outside areas in the summertime, which can get extremely hot because there's absolutely no shade, when you come downstairs and when you sit over here, like you can see some of the people sitting over here and relaxing, this place gives you a very nice refreshing change and a nice escape from all the hustle and bustle that is outside at the museum. And especially in the summertime, this place is really cool and refreshing. So this area is my personal favorite, with all these illuminated writings, like I said, on either side of the hallway. As you walk down, you're going to enter another area of the mall where there are a lot of other restaurants and shops that you can check out, and then there is a dedicated food court area as well where you can eat too. If you're looking for a special souvenir here from the carousel, I recommend you to refrain from the typical souvenir shops, but come here at this shop, which has a lot of jewelry made from special stones like sapphire, apatite, aquamarina, etc., which you can also buy here in as loose stones, or as ready-made jewelry like earrings, bracelets, pendants, etc. It's a bit on the pricey side, so it's a bit expensive, but if you're really looking to buy a special gift from Paris for one of your loved ones, then this is a great place to come. They also have the Baltic amber jewelry, which is my personal favorite.
I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
The exploration of modern Paris is incomplete without the exploration of the La Défense financial district, which is where I'm standing right now, right under the Grande Arche. This particular place is the biggest purpose-built financial district in Europe, and this is what we are going to explore today. We're standing right under the Grande Arche, which is one of the tallest skyscrapers here in Paris. And underneath this, there is also my school, which is the ESX School of Management. As you can see behind me, this particular area houses some of the tallest skyscrapers here in Paris. Some of them are visible right behind me. And these towers house hotels, of course, offices of top companies and MNCs, but also several student residences, because several executive education departments of top business schools are located here in this area. Of course, chief among them is the ESX School of Management, which is located right under the Grande Arche area. Very proud for me, because I am an alumna of ESEG. One interesting fact about the La Défense area is that when you're standing under the Grande Arche, and if you look at the Arc de Triomphe from here, they appear to be in a straight line. This is thanks to what is called the axe historique, or the historic axis, which is a straight line connecting the Louvre, starting all the way at the Louvre Museum, continuing through Champs-Élysées over to the Arc de Triomphe, and then continuing further through to the La Défense area, which is basically here at Grande Arche. So these three monuments appear to be in a straight line. So the famous Grande Arche campus of the ESX School of Management, which is where I have studied, although I have studied at the Lille campus, but this is the Paris campus of the ESX School of Management. And now please come with me, because I will show you another of their buildings. I remember that we used to come to this campus to attend the career fairs and some other corporate events that were organized strategically in this particular campus. And of course, you can see that this is a super fine area for any international student to be in, because like I said, we are right under the Grand Arch, right in the center of the financial district of Paris, which is this La Défense area. And now, I'm not sure if you can see exactly, but this particular building, which says ESEG on top, is the dedicated campus of ESEG. So perhaps it's going to be more clear now. This is the dedicated building of the ESEG School of Management, belonging to the school itself, and some of their courses are held only in this particular campus. Like I said, it's one of the most impressive locations of the world to have your business school in. So my French dream started with my master program here at ESEG School of Management. So a big thank you to the ESEG family for accepting me, and also to the French government for awarding the French government scholarship, without which I wouldn't have made it here. And I guess this is where my French journey and my European dream started. So this is a very special location for me in my life. And now we're going to check out the Les Quatre Temps shopping mall, which is one major iconic attraction here in the La Défense area. And this particular mall has a lot of shopping stores, but a lot of eating outlets, so a lot of bars, pubs and restaurants, where the entire student population studying here in this area, plus the employee population working in this area, would hop in to have lunch. So as you can see, there is a lot of buzz, a lot of crowd, a lot of action going on here, because it's just 1 o'clock on a Monday, which is a peak working day. So once you go inside, you'll see the the food court in full throttle. It's lunchtime, so also lunchtime for me. Let's check out what are the options available, but I can tell you that pretty much all types of cuisines are available. So whether you fancy poke, burgers, pizza, something light and healthy like salad, French delicacies, of course, everything is available over here. So it's a great, well, hangout spot, of course, but especially a great place for the office goers and school goers at lunchtime.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame, cause I came to...
It's evening time now, and I have come to this area to have dinner at a nice Thai restaurant, which is located around the Chatlet Les Halles area, which is basically this canopy that you can see right next to me, which is the Forum Les Halles place, which has a lot of shops and restaurants and other nice places to spend your time in. This also leads to the Chatlet Les Halles train station. So here you can come with RER A, B, C or D as well.
I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
The Chatlet Les Halles train station is one of the main transport hubs here in Paris, connecting the various RERs or suburban trains, but also connecting the various metro lines. It's one of the main hubs. So when you're getting from one place to the other in Paris via public transport, it is very likely that you're going to pass through the Chatlet station. And that's why it's very famous. It's super crowded. And right outside the station, there is the Forum Les Halles, which is a famous mall. But also all over the area, all across the area. There are a lot of streets like this that you can see behind me, which are full of bars, restaurants, pubs. Again, catering to all kinds of cuisines, also very nice French ones, and bakeries as well. If you are not fancying lunch or dinner, then there are also very nice cafes and ice cream spots as well. I'm sure you can find Amorino here, for instance, which is a famous Italian ice cream brand where we had ice cream the other day. So this is a very, very nice locality to get around, not necessarily to live perhaps, because I'm sure that the prices of apartments in this particular area must be like super expensive. But then yes, to come around every now and then with your friends, and it's a nice place. Of course, if you're going to commute within the Paris urban area, then you will pass this place every now and then for sure. So this is Chatlet for you, my friends. One iconic experience that you cannot miss in Paris is the ride on the bateau mouche, which are these state-operated boat rides for tourists, but also for locals, expats, and anybody who fancies taking a beautiful boat ride on the Seine River in this magical city of Paris. Some boats are really big, like carrying between 100 and 500 passengers. They're both covered downstairs and then open air upstairs, depending on the weather, depending on the season in which you're traveling. But it's a magical experience to be on one of these, because the best views of Paris can be had from these boat rides. The type of views that you will get to have on the boats is different from what you are able to see from the banks of the Seine. So this is a cannot miss experience while you're here in Paris. Of course, it will show you the fantastic views of the Eiffel Tower here, and of all the beautiful bridges connecting the two banks of the Seine, and many other iconic monuments, historic ones and some modern ones too. So this is something that I highly recommend you to take when you are in Paris, also to get a panoramic view of the city, especially if you are having a limited time to explore it. We are now in the month of June, and the weather is really fantastic in Paris at this time of the year. So the maximum can go up to 25, 27, which is quite pleasant in the daytime, and it's also very sunny these days, thankfully. And the minimum would touch something around 13 or 14, which is again not very extreme, so quite pleasant for the evening as well. But yes, don't forget that you do have to carry a light jacket or a sweater just to protect yourself in the evening, because the wind can be still very chilly in the evening hours. So just a pro tip there. But that, yes, in the morning time, in the daytime when the sun is shining, it will be very, very pleasant. So you can walk around in your shorts and t-shirts like you can see most of the people over here. So this was my beautiful weekend trip in Paris. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, which I believed was having some useful information that can help you to plan your upcoming stay or sojourn in Paris. And I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, love it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Good Morning Expat. The Eiffel Tower is the most iconic symbol of France and also of the whole of Europe. It's one of the most visited monuments of the world. Built in the late 1800s by the famous French civil engineer Gustave Eiffel, this particular monument has been a dream for a million people who dream to visit it at least once in a lifetime.